Hi there and welcome back to Loren the Amazon Princess. I'm Byron. So we should break camp. What does that do? Okay. Yeah, let's leave. So we should go to Grimoire, right? Can we go back to Citadel? We could do that, but what does that do? Nothing. Oh? Oh. Oh, I see the names. No, I don't see the names. Okay, let's see the names. Go to Grimoire. As they approached Grimoire, the path cut through a wooded area. Loren stopped abruptly and held her arm out to stop Saren. Her expression was serious and her voice low. Something isn't right here. They looked around, examining the area for anything out of the ordinary, and then they saw it. Someone was strung up by their feet from a tree limb, head down with the back covering their body. The back writhed. They were still alive. Please help me! Loren and Saren rushed toward the person, but several little screeching creatures sprang down from the tree. Goblins! Fear shot through Saren as he realized that a battle was now upon them, and that Princess Loren had never fought outside of training. It was up to him to protect the princess. Watch yourself! Same to you. Loren drew her sword swiftly and hurried to engage the enemies. You do not have to give me any instruction. Saren was surprised to see how swiftly Loren moved as she fought. She started with a vertical slash that moved so quickly that her blade looked like a solid arc of silver. The goblin collapsed to the ground in a bloody mess as she lifted her other sword in a horizontal slash to behead another goblin. She danced between the enemies and evaded their attempts and counter-attacked with ease. Saren looked surprised to see how beautifully deadly all of her movements were. Loren impaled another goblin through the heart in one quick stab, retracting her blade and flicking the blood off the metal with casual ease. She did not have to stop to catch her breath, nor did she break a sweat in the short battle. You're about to select your party formation. Okay, let's do that. That's cool. Prepare yourself for the first fight. Ow! Totally not nice. Welcome to the battle screen. Do I want a full tutorial? No. So as you can see, this is the movement order now. First Loren does something, then Saren does something, then the goblins do something, then Loren again, Saren again, and so on and so forth. She could do something to herself. She could use a potion, or she could defend herself. She could try to attack someone. She could use a potion on him. That would be rather stupid. She could attack him though with a melee attack. Okay. And what do I have here? Restores 25% of a target that allies HP, but at least 50 HP are restored. That's cool. So let's attack you. I also have a bow. It's nice. So with the bow, I guess I could attack somebody in the second row. But like always, we focus our attack on one character. Ow! Uncool. What is that? He's staggered. Reduces target's attribute values depending on difficulty level and exposes him to advanced attacks available to warriors and thieves. I highly doubt we have those attacks, but we still chop at him. Goes down. Actually, I think the music may be a little loud. Okay, you're dead. That's rather nice. We'll slay you too.
Should have surrendered when they had the chance.
Okay. Now the raged fighters no longer have melee fighters to protect them. Probably means they're going down quickly. Things don't look too well for you, my friend. Too good. They don't look too good.
Learn from this, so you can keep up next time.
He's dead. He's not keeping up anywhere, anytime. So we got Aquamarine and 64 gold. So it's nice. Cern hurried to keep up with her, but the fight was over quickly. Loren kept her swords in hand as she approached the stranger and cut the restraining rope. Cern grimaced, but found some amusement at Loren's obvious lack of concern for the person. The person thumped down from the tree and groaned, then squirmed out of the bag, covering him. A lithe, blond man stood up and brushed the dirt from himself. "Ow, the ground. That's quite a bit, actually. Who are you?" Even though the man's ears were tucked neatly behind his hair, Sarah noticed them sticking out from his disturbed locks. They were pointed. His ears. "Are you an elf?" "Oh, you can tell?" He cleared his throat and smiled. "Elf on my mother's side, yes." He bowed deeply and with unnecessary flourish. "Lady and gentlemen, I am Draco Firestarter, and yes, I do start fires." "You start fires?" "Enough of your nonsense." Loren waved her weapons as if he were as much of a threat as the goblins. Was it simply because he was a man, or had her isolation at the citadel turned her paranoid? Now, don't get upset. I'm just playing around." "Identify yourself, now." "Your Highness," he just said. "I'm surprised you haven't heard of me. I'm the all-powerful, famous master fire magician." He suddenly waved his fingers in front of him and created a brief fireball. He made a sound effect to accompany it and laughed. But his laughter was cut short when Loren kicked him straight in the chest and hurled him back towards the ground. "Ah, it was just a demonstration. I mean no harm, honestly." "You're crazed. I believe you won't hurt us." Loren slowly pulled her sword away from Draco's throat and stood straight. "You're right, because he is too incompetent to do any damage." "Incompetent? That's not fair. I'm actually really good with magic. All kinds, but fire is my favorite. My last name is Firestarter after all." "Oh, then how did you get captured so easily by a small group of little goblins if you're so powerful?" "It was a different group, a bigger group. Goblins as tall as trees." "Yes, trees." Cern sighed, knowing that there were no such things. "That's a very convenient excuse." "It was. They were accompanied by a very powerful goblin shaman. I couldn't hold out against them all on my own. The shaman was as big as... Enough of your excuses. You're wasting the princess's time." "A princess? I had no idea I was in such great company." Draco took some uncomfortable steps towards Loren, so Soren had to block him, pushing him back. "Alright, I understand. The princess is off limits." The half-elf's eyes locked with his for a brief moment. He smirked, taking Cern off guard. "You let your guard down, no matter how tall the goblin. That is unacceptable." "I'm more useful than you may think, lady. Perhaps you would be interested in my services? I wouldn't charge much." "No, we're not interested." Draco looked disappointed at her blunt response. "But even if I throw in an especially beautiful lady discount?" Loren ignored him and walked away. "It's your loss then. Bye, I suppose." They walked away from the disappointed magician. Cern spoke quietly to Loren once they were out of earshot. "I'm sure that won't be the last time we've seen that man. Unfortunately." Okay, can I go to Group 1 now? Yeah, we get 100 XP. And we level up. Cool. So we can spend 3 attribute points, put them into strength, and you get a skill point. What do we have here? Toughness. Okay. Stun. Taunt. This is very tanky. Push. Okay. Power attack. What's that here? Ah, dual wheel. That's nice. Ooh, this is nice too. An AoE. Oh, that's also nice. No mercy. Okay, first thing I will increase dual wield, I guess. And it's the same with me. So I will have now 20 in strength. I will now increase will to 10, I guess. What do we have here? Restore. Okay, life already have life 1 energy. Oh, this is not nice. Not bad too. What is that? Ward. Oh, this is neutralize. Cool, what do we have here? Oh, I do not get dual wielding stuff. Oh. Okay. Okay, so yeah, I guess since I'm a healer, I lack those combat abilities here that the princess has. Okay, let's. If I'm supposed to be the healer, let's get healing stuff, right? Okay. They arrived in Grimoire. Saren was able to get them past the gate guard without any trouble. Just to warn you to keep all weapons away. The open market in the town square was bustling with activity. So, this is all the human empire can show for the capital. Let's joke. Oof, it smells just as charming too. The sooner we find my mother, the sooner we may wash this stench from us. Come, we need to find out what these settlers know. Loren wants to search all over Grimoire for clues, and Saren will have a chance to react at each location. This is a time to build your character's personality. Each time you select a choice between joking, friendly, or forceful answers, you influence Saren's attitude. To end your search, go to the tavern. Okay, let's start at the marketplace. They walked through the stalls of the market. Loren flinched and recoiled at everyone that was hurrying past her. Her patience disappeared. She stomped her foot and shouted at the top of her lungs. Enough! I am Loren of the Amazons. I am on a search for my mother. That's not gonna get you anywhere, my girl. The whole of the marketplace turned to gawk at her, and then they continued with what they were doing, completely uninterested. Loren was stunned. Having never been ignored in her life, Saren was worried that she would take it personally and become angry, so he swooped in to disrupt her thoughts. Let us ask one of the vendors personally. Maybe they have seen our queen. Loren's lips pressed tightly together as she reluctantly walked up to a fruit stall. I am Princess Loren, my mother, the Queen of Amazons. Fresh apples, apples, good fruit for you. The salesman picked up a bright red fruit that neither of them had seen before and shoved it into Loren's hands. Her eyes were large from being handled like a commoner. 1 apple or 2 apples? Loren, however, was too offended to respond. 2 apples! 2 apples for the big woman! 2 apples, 6 gold. Let's be friendly. No apples. We are not purchasing anything, we're sorry. Loren dropped the apple without care for it. We are leaving. Yes, ma'am. The princess would not subject herself to the horror of the marketplace again. Fine, let's go to the guard post. Wait, are we in a cell now? They opt to ask officials rather than the public. When they walked up to the guard post, the soldiers' chatter was quickly silenced. Loren merely stood, her legs spread, her arms crossed, and not a man was taller than her. No one spoke for a very long moment. Let's be friendly. We're sorry to intrude, but we have an important inquiry. Who are you and why are you here? I'm Princess Loren of the Amazons. My mother is the Queen of the Amazons. You? You're a princess? My mother has gone missing and she is believed to have traveled through your lands. The Amazons really exist? I thought my parents made them up to scare me. Have you seen my mother? Tell me where she is. So there really is a group of women in the mountains that enslave men? Is this man your slave? All of the guards went deadly serious, their looks turning heated. I'm not ashamed of my culture. So it's true! The guards broke out in insults demanding that they get out of their sight and that they were not welcome in Grimoire. Sarah pleaded with Loren not to kill them so that they would not earn the ire of the Empire, or else they would never find her mother. Their search was not going well. Okay, let's go to the combat area. Loren wished to appeal to the strongest people of the city, and the grand arena in the heart of Grimoire attracted her immediately. So this is their training grounds? It's odd looking, almost like a temple. It looks as if it is suited to seat an audience, perhaps for proving. We should be able to find the most influential people here. Saren hoped this would be true, but not every culture revered warriors like the Amazons. Loren walked straight into the open pit without trouble, looking very much like she belonged there. Gladiators were training loudly before them, and a few spectators were seated in the stands. Where are all the women? Are you the new recruit? I wasn't told about you. The grizzled old man eyed Loren up and down, making her uncomfortable. Behind him was a large gladiator resting against his sword. Bring me your mightiest warrior. The gladiator raised his chin. You're looking at him. Why? We need a favor in search of my mistress's mother. For my mistress's mother. The War Master and the Gladiator both turned to see Saren for the first time. Now that's more like it. You must be the new recruit. You'll fit in right here. Let's be friendly. Sorry, but I'm not here to join. You're already outfitted, yes. Whose banner do you fight under? There's men from Lothrak and Horus here too. In fact, this man here. Loren growled and stepped in front of Saren possessively. He is not for sale. Sale? We're done here. Loren whipped away from the men and Saren rushed after her. The Empire's warriors were not at all what they had hoped. Okay, let's go to the castle. The highest place of authority was naturally the next step in their search. They walked right up to the castle and were able to step inside the grand hall, which was open to the public. They were not allowed any further, however. A group of guards and a royal vassal were blocking the entrance to the inner cloister. Many peasants were already pleading with the vassal to gain entry. Please, my family is starving. You must let me in. The council is in session and will hear no one. Be gone. Loren pushed past everyone with ease and stood at the front of the mob. The vassal took a step back just to take her in. The guards went tense from how threatening she looked. I am Loren of the Amazons. I have come to speak with your queen. Queen? What queen? The Emperor has no queen. Loren closed her eyes briefly as if it pained her. Then your king. Are you joking? We have a council that governs the Empire, not a king or queen. Then tell in your council that I seek audience with her. With it. Ma'am. The vassal laughed at Loren, instantly enraging her. Her jaws clenched, but she restrained herself. Let's be friendly. This is the Amazon princess, sir. Is there some protocol for royalty? Right, she's a princess and I'm a forest nymph. You're the 6th princess who's tried to get inside today, lady. I will not ask you again. Tell your council that Loren of the Amazons demands an audience. The guards raised their weapons, ready to eject Loren from the premises. Mistress, let's not go thrown out of the city or worse in jail. You will not get away with this. When my mother is restored to the throne, she will punish you. The vassal did not seem worried, though Sarah knew that he definitely should be. Okay, so we go to the tenement. Their search for information was more difficult than they had anticipated. Their investigation had only brought them trouble and suspicion among the locals. Worse, Loren was not earning any favor for being an Amazon princess. She confided in Saren that if her title was not to be honored, then she would refrain from invoking it. She was willing to put her pride aside for the sake of her mother. By the time they reached the tavern, the sun was starting to set. Fearful of getting the same treatment that she received everywhere else, Loren held back and waited for Saren to turn to her. It is late and we have learned nothing new. What do we do now? Saren was surprised at first, not understanding why royalty would ask a mere servant for advice. Then he remembered that it was the first time that Loren had been outside of the Amazon Citadel. Let's be friendly. We should rent a room from the owner of this tavern and inn. We will make more progress tomorrow. Is it really safe for us to do that in a place like this? I'll guard you vigilantly tonight, Your Highness. Everything will be fine. Very well. That sounds like a good idea. Saren looked surprised but nodded in agreement as he led the way up to the man behind the bar. Loren walked over to the counter with a confident stride. Give me a room. The bartender ignored her and continued what he was doing. Did he not hear me? Maybe not. You! Give me one of your rooms! Loren raised her voice when she spoke, but the owner still ignored her. Acknowledge my presence, you uneducated lout! Ah, let me try, Your Highness. Sir, may we please rent one of your rooms for tonight? Nothing. These humans are animals! The bartender scoffed, but actually you're human too, right? Loren's patience was gone. She reached across the bar and grabbed the owner by his tunic, yanking him clear off the ground. In the Citadel? Guards! Guards! Wait, is this from Pratchett? No, I guess it's just a coincidence. Some guards who were standing in the corner hurried forward to apprehend them. Draco suddenly appeared out of the crowd and hurried to the side of Loren and Saren. Be gone, weakling! No need to thank me. The half-elf magician whipped up a bright hot wall of fire, sending everyone further into panic. The fire did not burn anything, but it was too hot, keeping the guards at bay. You followed us. Of course I did. Loren drew his swords. I spared your life once, don't get in my way again. Don't kill anyone, we don't want any trouble with the Empire. Yes, what he said. I'm too handsome to die. Loren growled and ran right through the wall of fire. Draco and Saren could only hear her fight with the guards. She shouldn't be able to do that. Saren shook his head and ran through the fire as well to help his mistress. Draco chuckled at how little his magic daunted these two travelers. Not like most folk, are you? Draco will now fight on your side. He's a mage and has a very useful AoE spells. The guards are resistant to normal physical damage but weak against fire and use Draco's fireball wisely. Okay, if you're a mage, you go into the back row. Well, okay, you're doing stuff, right? Draco is the first to do something. So, what do we have? Magic Bolt. You can use a sword that does 1 to 2 damage, 9 to 10, or we have a fireball that actually hurts everyone, so we use that.
I hope this is slightly uncomfortable.
Nice. Next one is Loren. She kills him. Or maybe not. Oh, uncool. And let's see, you still have mana. Another fireball.
I don't like you.
That was easy. And we get XP, some money, and our princess can level up again. Or maybe we should give her 1 willpower too. She probably needs... Oh, no skill points. Boo. She probably needs for those things. Yeah, they cost SP or mana. So she needs a little bit of that too. Okay, that's cool. Loren kicked the last guard, sending him to the floor when the rest of the guards were groaning in pain. The fight and the fire died down, and an empty tavern was all that was left. Loren wiped the blood from her face and stalked back over to the bartender. Where were we? Begone, you filth! I'll only call more guards. If you can, we could cut you down right now, and gentlemen, you don't call anybody anymore. Before Loren could respond, the bag of gold suddenly dropped onto the bar top in front of them. Everyone looked over to see a stout girl sitting at a bar with her hand on her hip. "Oh, just give the silly people their room, Gunther. Stick to your own business, little girl." "Little girl? Little girl?" She stood straight up on the bar, stomped over to the party, kicking mugs and plates off the top as she did. Her small stature told him immediately that she was a female dwarf, not a young woman. "You take that bag, or I'll be taking my bag of gold back." Everyone stared at her. I thought the town was empty. Even at her size, she looked deadly and dangerous, and if she had bags of gold to throw away, she was probably someone of great importance. "That's..." The dwarf woman suddenly smirked and laughed. "I'm just joking with ya. Being little is my best quality. Fit in small places and never be found for days. My name is Dora, by the way, and this is Gunther. Say hi, Gunther." The bartender mumbled and took the money and exchanged it for a room key. "Dora? That's a lovely name for a lovely dwarf. I'm Draco Firestarter, and yes..." Draco reached up to shake the dwarf's hand, but Loren quickly slapped his arm away. "What do you expect in return for your gold? Why are you helping us?" "'Cause you're different." "You mean strangers?" "No, silly, I mean you're really tall and angry looking. You're an Amazon, right?" "An Amazon? Oh, that explains the tallness and the angriness." "Hold your tongue. I'm a dwarf, so I'm different too. Here's a tip for you. Since you're obviously new around here, money always makes you new friends." "Thank you for your advice." "That's great advice." "You are very welcome, miss. Would you perhaps be interested in sticking together? I need all the allies I can get." Sam blinked in surprise at Loren, but Draco frowned immediately. "We're in the process of conducting a rather lengthy search. Would you like to accompany me?" "A trip, huh? Don't know about that. I can't afford to just leave my job here." "There will be a substantial reward upon completion. I am Princess Loren of the Amazons." The dwarf's eyes lit up. "A princess? Then this sounds very interesting. I've always been a bit of an adventurer, you see." And we gained a new party member, Dora the Thief Hunter. And for the first time since Saren had known her, Loren smiled. "I'm glad to hear that. We'd love to have you come along with us." Why did she get a formal invitation where I got a pointy sword to the throat? Loren's demeanor changed when the man approached her with a scowl on his face. "I'm a magician. I have amazing skills. Look." He sent fireworks shooting out of his hand. "Knock that off." "Oops. Sorry." "You're so persistent." Loren turned to Saren to ask her next question. "What do you think we should do?" "Ooh, we can romance." "Well, as long as he isn't trying to seduce you, I see no problem with him being around." She snorted. "A man seduce me? I do not believe it to be impossible." Loren looked at Sam briefly but said nothing. Yay, Loren's affection increased, so we are one-sixth down the way. She returned to Draco, her expression as impassive as it always was when she dealt with him. "You may join our group if you are so determined." "Stars and moons, my wishes have been granted." "Really? You have gained a new party member, Draco the Mage Elementalist." "Calm down. Yes, your almighty Amazon princess-ship." Both Loren and Saren sighed in exasperation. The newly expanded group ended up booking through 3 rooms from the cranky owner. Draco and Dora each took their own room, whilst Loren and Saren shared a room. They had both settled down when Loren started to undress from her light armor. She stopped before she removed her top when she noticed Saren was watching. Saren couldn't help but stare at the princess's beauty. She looked perfect in countless ways. Her body was strong, but she was always elegant, and everything about her had a sense of confidence and loveliness. He distantly thought that any lovers the woman took would be very fortunate men, even if she did not love them. She was strong more than just physically. There was no questioning that she was really strong. That she was mentally strong as well. For only a person with great strength of heart would deny a royal crown to instead search for a loved one. I'm not really sure whether that's true, but anyway. He remembered how she had said that a man could not seduce her, and when he challenged that, she said nothing. Was there room in her heart for someone other than a woman? For a slave? Well, I guess, probably, right? Turn your eyes away. She glared at him irritably, and he looked away immediately. Sorry, Your Highness. I don't want to have to tell you again. At least have some humility if you're going to be staying in the same room as I am. Understood. I know decency is difficult for a man like you, but know that I'll kill you if you try anything. I'm supposed to be protecting you. I can take care of myself. So you keep saying. The sun disappeared beneath the horizon, and the room became completely dark as night came. While the conversation could have gone better, that was the moment when Siren realized just how special Loren was. She was beautiful, deadly on the field of battle, and later in this tale, the one to make the most difficult decision. Siren woke up with a start when he heard several suspicious noises and saw that Loren was already awake, hurriedly getting dressed in her armor. Get ready to fight. What? Right now? Sword fight, sword... Just kidding. While he sounded surprised, he was already getting ready for the conflict also. We've got trouble brewing. It's probably an assassination attempt. You should have woken up before me if you wanted to earn my respect. Before we had a chance to respond, the glass of the window shattered as several thugs came piling inside. You have no business here. The thugs did not respond as they reached for their weapons and started to approach ominously. State your names. Despite their stentorian orders, they did not respond. Loren drew her swords and without further hesitation hurried toward the first of the thugs. Be careful. After this battle, the party won't have enough time to heal automatically, so you'll start the next one in the condition you end this one. It's recommended you save a game now. Okay, so we do that. Save the game. And we call it a video, so thanks for watching and see you soon. Bye.